The Xbox One hasn't been doing that great, but could it become so much worse?
Take!
Well, it's no real mystery that we're going to be talking about Xbox in a little bit of a negative light because, let's be honest, though there are many things to like about the platform, it really hasn't been doing very well when in comparison against the Switch right now and the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, so it's not just hardware either. They have one of the most powerful machines out there, which is great, but we're not seeing the sales that it should be having, and also software, they're behind the other two guys, basically. They're not doing so hot. In North America, the Xbox line is doing well. It's the software selling decently.
It's just everywhere else. It seems to fall down, we gotta especially in Japan.
Exactly. We got to think in a worldwide perspective, and so far it seems like the Xbox line of consoles, both the hardware and the software, it's kind of having issues, behind the other two guys.
Let me preface this by saying, too, that with the Xbox One X, if I'm going to be playing a video game that's available on all the platforms, and I don't want to take it mobile and take it around or whatever, I'm likely going to be playing it on the Xbox One X. It usually offers the best frame rate or the best resolution, and the game typically seems to play the best on that platform.
Yeah, let's be honest. It's the only 4K console, true 4K console out there, right? So if you do want to play games in real 4K, because the PS4 doesn't, the Pro,
it's like checkerboard.
It doesn't offer that. You play it on that. The issue, and a big reason why I haven't jumped on board, I have a Switch, I have a PS4, I haven't jumped on board with the Xbox One because the software
is
not
there.
Yeah, right? There is software, and the third-party offerings are pretty great.
Yeah,
right.
There is a lot of games on the Xbox One right now. You can get Xbox original games, 360 games, and original Xbox games as well, or Xbox One, new games. But most of the games you're seeing on the platform are either available on other systems, like the PC, or if they are exclusive to the Xbox platform as it stands, it doesn't really seem to have an impact on the system itself.
Right.
And this can be an issue when you deal with a lot of people wanting to buy a system just to play exclusive games. So with the PlayStation 4, where there are a bunch of exclusive games only available on that one system, you're simply not seeing that on the Switch. You're not seeing that on the Xbox. You're seeing that on the Switch as well,
the Switch you do have pretty great first-party deliveries. Even if some of those are games that we've seen previously, there's still titles that grab you because it's only on that machine, right?
Yes, right, yeah. What I'm saying is, you see it on the Switch, you see it on the PlayStation 4, but you're simply not seeing it on the Xbox. And a big reason is that there might be a lot of gamers out there that already own PCs, and they're already capable of playing those games that seem to be console exclusives on their PCs as well.
So that's one misstep, right? We're going to be talking about multiple missteps, which could add up and be a detriment to the system and see a failure of the console as a whole before the end of the generation, right?
Yes.
We're in the last 1/3, I would say, of this console generation. So we have about 2 more years to see, what would happen, what could happen for the Xbox One
and you know what? Let's be fair.
To lose more.
Microsoft has already done one stupid mistake already by introducing it at the latest E3 conference that basically, here's a shadow look at our new system. That hurts them tremendously. There's so many people out there that are now not going to buy an Xbox One X because they just basically said our next system is being developed, and it's so close into being released at some point or whatever that we're already willing to basically say that it exists, which was a stupid move for them to do.
So we spoke about this a little bit with the PS4 video that we did, so check that out. We basically said in that video if the PlayStation 5 is announced before any time before it's launched, like a year and a half or 2 years, that will obviously lead to a dip in sales for the current hardware, right? So it's the same thing. If we know that Scarlet is going to be coming in about 2 years or so, like me, again, I don't have an Xbox One. If I am going to jump on board, it's probably going to be with the next iteration. I can wait 2 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, what they've done here is something that I think is also going to be kind of a little bit of an interesting discussion between you and I. So they announced that they've purchased or have bought these companies recently that are game development companies to make games exclusively for the Xbox platform. Now, here's the thing. We don't know if these games are going to be released on the PC as well as the Xbox, but I will say this. If they bought these companies specifically for developing games on their next platform, that's a mistake. Okay, this is something that can damage the Xbox One as it exists right now by by basically going, okay, we have all these companies, they're going to be making games, but not for this system. Basically, by next year, E3, we have to see a bunch of games come out from these companies that they just purchased. If we don't see any announcements or any promises of these games coming on these systems, that's going to be a danger. And let's be fair.
I think in all likelihood, I'm sorry to cut you off, I think in all likelihood, they are going to be on the next iteration of consoles.
Yeah, right, because that makes most, it takes time.
Yeah, exactly, because a lot of these developers have just released games just recently for the Xbox One. So to have new games come out so soon seems a bit bizarre. Like Ninja Theory did have, was it Hellblade?
Yes.
Yeah, Hellblade. Okay, I could see maybe them having something else on the Xbox One. It has been a little bit of time, but other developers like the State of Decay developers, they just released their second State of Decay game, and then we're just seeing something coming from the Forza team relatively soon.
It's true, but the thing is, what's weird is that the Forza developers were only making games for Microsoft, so it really didn't seem. You know what I mean?
Right,
like, why
we already felt like they were.
I was shocked when they said we bought them. I was like, you didn't own them already? Like, it was. Here's the problem, right? You went and did all that stuff, but Microsoft's track record with working with game companies that they've purchased to make games lately hadn't been very good. This is another problem. They have to stop promising things that they can't deliver on.
Right.
There were so many games that they said we were going to get that we ended up not getting.
Yes, Scalebound. There was that Fable game that was kind of nicked.
Whatever Crackdown 3 was.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know what it is now, but whatever it was, we didn't get that, and it's been like years.
There's no way we're not getting that game because, well, obviously, like Terry Crews is in there now. It's locked, man. This thing's coming.
Hopefully.
But I highly doubt that the game that we get, like you said, is going to be what we originally saw.
Yeah.
Right?
It's really messy.
All that cloud gaming destruction.
It's a real big mess.
So yeah, if they Xbox, if they put all their eggs in the next iteration of console basket and completely ignore what they have with the Xbox One, of course we're going to see some sort of a downfall of the system.
We would have to,
and with us knowing that Scarlet is just around the corner, it's a big issue because a lot of people are going to be sitting on waiting for that console.
It's true. Right now, too, the Xbox One X is a very expensive system. It is the most expensive system you can buy right now because it is basically the most powerful system, but they need to start cutting the price on that thing. They need to start bringing down the price to get more people interested into it because as it stands right now, it is a very expensive console. And if they don't lower it, and I know over time they might, but they need to start doing it a lot sooner because we're about to hit the point when Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out, and there's a lot of people that want the best experience of that game, and the best experience you can have on it is likely going to be on Xbox One X. Now, what's important about this is this game is not coming out on PC. It's only coming out on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So having the best, most powerful system possible, as crazy as it sounds, even if they were to lower the Xbox One X price under or around to match the price of the PlayStation 4 Pro, that would be enough to offset people going, okay, I'm going to get this system so I can have the best gaming experience possible with that console.
Even if they, how great would that be for them? If they knock the price down under the PS4 Pro, then it's like, of course, like people will flock to that console. People love Rockstar games, and a lot of people are really anticipating Red Dead Redemption. But if we do see a future with Xbox One where there is the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. So you're seeing that as the misstep, possibly, if the Xbox One X has that same pricing and the Xbox One S has the same pricing as it is now?
It's basically, the misstep is that if they keep the price where it is and it never matches the PlayStation 4 Pro or gets
goes
beneath
under.
it, then it's going to be a damage. Like, you can't get around it. If you are honestly considering getting a PlayStation, getting a 4K television to play like 4K games, there's a chance you have a lot of money. So maybe the Xbox One X isn't that big of a deal for you. But guess what? That's not the average consumer. The average consumer doesn't care about that. Even if they want the best experience possible, they're likely just going to pick up a basic PlayStation 4 to play the game.
Right.
And I really feel that they need to be able to knock the price of these systems down. And no matter what, the idea that the PlayStation 4 is cheaper than the Xbox is always going to be there. Right. And your friends are already on PlayStation 4.
I mean, that was an issue from the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
As soon as the PlayStation guys got on stage at that E3 years ago and just said, hey, we're cheaper.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, there's this idea, there's this philosophy of the PlayStation. When you buy the PlayStation, you're playing video games. But Microsoft's messy advertising at the beginning and a whole bunch of other problems have really caused a lot of issues when it comes to the way the consumers look at the products. And a big deal, too, the interface.
Exactly. Well, I wanted to say that because you mentioned the word advertising. And one big thing that is an issue, and I think to some people it is
to me.
Yeah, a huge knock to gamers is the interface within the Xbox One itself. We're getting a lot of weird advertising, a lot of weird messaging within the operating system, and it's sloppy.
I'm seeing music, I'm seeing movies, I'm seeing applications, I'm seeing all these things that the Xbox is capable of doing.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is it does all this stuff. But why? Right. I'm there to play video games.
They're telling us that they have a premium system, right? And then we're getting an experience that's less than premium. When you buy a premium product, or like let's say a premium app, right? It's like, okay, the advertising's removed.
Yes.
Right? When I get an Xbox One X, I want to see gaming stuff. And I want this console just tailored to me, right? So if they do want to like show me games I might like or something, okay, that's one thing. But if we're seeing advertising for like completely disjointed things like music or shoes or Doritos or whatever.
I honestly couldn't figure it out. There was this all this stuff on the Xbox platform has been so messy lately. Now they've been getting better at it. I'm not saying they haven't been, but the idea that if they don't change that sloppy interface
it's
soon,
a misstep.
Yeah. Because like the idea is I'll get on there and I'll see like the Xbox movie section and they'll be talking about movies. It's like, okay, one, most of those movies that I see on there are movies I can watch on Netflix. Why would I be buying them individually as digital downloads on a platform I can only ever watch on one platform? Like, I can't take that and put it on my phone and stuff like that. Like, everything they're doing there is just wild and unnecessary.
Okay.
Like, they're focusing so much on music and so much on movies when most people that are buying an Xbox are not like, if you are listening to music, likely you're using Spotify, likely you're using iTunes, likely you're using YouTube, you're not buying individual music tracks on an Xbox.
No.
You're not buying individual movie items on an Xbox because there's a bunch of other services that do it better and easier and are not limited to that one platform.
Exactly. We tend to go to services that are like all encompassing of that one media, I guess, that one medium.
Yeah.
So if you want music, you go to a music service. If you want games, you go to a game, go to your hardware, go to your gaming service. I wanted to jump to the online service that the Xbox does offer. So we get Game Pass and we get Xbox Gold, and those are two disjointed things.
Yes.
We were discussing a little bit that if they continue with that sort of disjointed approach to those services, it could be an issue.
It could be a really big issue. And I think one of the reasons why we're having that as even a conversation is just because the way that the online platforms exist right now, the way that our online memberships work with Gold and even PlayStation Plus, they really haven't changed for a long time. And the value of what those were seems to be lessening every single day.
Right.
Like, we're getting to the point, like I said, where Xbox is really becoming like a PC, and there's gamers out there. Like, just think about this. If you bought one of these games on your PC, like let's just say you're buying Cuphead. Okay. Cuphead is exclusive on the Xbox platform for consoles, but you can get it on PC, right? Yes. But there are other games that exist that are exclusive for the Xbox platform, but you can find them on the PC that have multiplayer gaming on it. So think about this. You can buy the exact same game on PC and play it for free online, but it costs you money to play that game on Xbox. What is wrong? Like, why is that even a thing? The idea is that this entire universe is supposed to be a lot easier to work with, and I really don't feel the value of Xbox Live Gold makes sense anymore.
So maybe with the integration of the Game Pass to the Xbox One Gold ecosystem, that would feel more full.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The idea is you need to start introducing a method to this where it makes a lot more sense. Right. Remember, when they were doing Netflix originally, the idea was you were getting DVD discs mailed to you and stuff like that, and then the streaming service was just kind of this addition onto that service that they weren't really holding down to you. Right now, they've got Xbox, the Game Pass, and that Game Pass is amazing. There's a lot of really cool games on it. They give you games that are new exclusives right at the start.
And a big problem there, and one that we'd already spoken about, is kind of like getting the word out about that service, because I don't feel like most gamers know what Game Pass is offering, and maybe they just see like most people know about Xbox Gold, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the service that you use to play online. But they don't know about Game Pass and that you're basically getting free games, and a lot of these games are brand new.
So what I'm basically seeing now is that there's gamers out there on Xbox that are like, okay, first off, there's not a lot of people that are playing Xbox and compared to PlayStation 4, but what Microsoft is trying to do is monetize the existing people there. But what you're doing is you're basically creating a disjointed kind of universe of gamers out there that might not even need gold to get Game Pass, and whatever it may be, just bridge them, merge them together, and make it one solid platform. And that way, you bring a ton of value. And here's the kicker: if they don't do this, it's going to hurt them in the long run because people aren't seeing a value in any of these individually as it is.
Right.
You put them together, then suddenly you've got something that surpasses what Sony's doing on the PlayStation 4.
Yes, because they do have the PS4 is suffering from the same issue. They have those two disjointed things. We have the PlayStation Now, which was supposed to be their Netflix-like service.
Yeah.
And then we have PlayStation Plus, right? So if Xbox was to merge those things, they would have a one-up, like
That's
you
exactly
said,
it. Yeah.
on PlayStation as well. I agree.
And here's another thing, too. Everything we're talking about, there are really cool things that Microsoft has been doing with backwards compatibility, being able to use original Xbox discs on your platform, on your Xbox One, and get those games given to you in a digital download. There are things that are working that are good. The problem is the messaging and the way they go about these things is not clicking in. The idea that if you buy a game...
Sorry to cut you off. I think messaging is like one of the biggest issues with that console, just because
there are so many cool things on there.
Exactly, and no one knows about them. Right?
The idea that when you buy a game on Xbox One, depending on what it may be, that digital download is on your Microsoft account. When you go to log in on Windows 10 on the Windows Store, sometimes you actually get that game as a straight download. If what Microsoft were to do moving forward is go, okay, any exclusive Microsoft game that you buy that is on Xbox, it will appear not only on your PC but on your Xbox at the same time. You buy it on PC, you get an Xbox version. The concept is that you're basically buying one game that works on two different platforms. Through this entire idea, even Games Pass should be built with games that you can play on your Windows computer as well, so that Windows gamers are getting into it and have a reason to actually get an Xbox and put it in their living room so they can have this really fun exchange between games on different platforms.
Right.
There should be transferring, there should be all this stuff. Basically, the idea is that Microsoft needs to make their messaging work a lot better because at this point, consumers could be getting a really good deal by getting into the Xbox, but they simply don't know it yet.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's basically it. So, yeah, we spoke a bit about it. Software is a huge issue, right?
Yep.
But overall, I think it's messaging. I think they really have to get what their product offers out there and get people in the know.
Yeah.
So it's just a couple minor things. And if they don't fix those issues, because they are kind of trailing behind the other two consoles in one way or another, like it could be a sinking ship.
It really could
in the
be,
next 2 years or so.
There's a way to move it around, though, and there's a way to get it to work. But what do you think? Do you think that Microsoft has a chance this generation? Do you think that they should really just give up? Let us know in the comments below.